Hi, and welcome to another meaningful moment. Today, I'd like to focus on the thought, turning setbacks into comebacks. You see, several days ago, I sat in my car feeling a bit despondent. I was given some information that seemed very promising to me and could have changed the trajectory of our organization. But to my surprise, the general manager of the organization seemed aloof and not interested in my project. However, he said to me, "You can try another store. You might get lucky there." I thanked him and I sat in my car feeling the weight of a sudden setback. In all honesty, I sat there for a moment wondering if it was worth driving to another store and possibly meeting with the same fate. In fact, when I drove off, I was tempted to hit the parkway and drive home. But I said to myself, "Are you quitting so quickly? What happened to your diligence, Monzell? Besides, most of the time, things are not as bad as they seem." Immediately, I leaned inwardly and I began to inspire myself. And I begin to call to remembrance past situations that really worked out for me favorably. So when I walked into the store at the new location, I was greeted there by a smiling general manager who immediately called another GM who was vacationing outside of the US on a remote island. However, she got authorization from him, and he exceeded my organization's request, turning my setback into a comeback. Life, my friend, is comprised of multifaceted seasons of time and events that require us to make wise decisions in order to turn setbacks into comebacks. We must never, and I'll say this again, we must never let our setbacks define who we are, but use them as leverage for our comebacks. Every setback in life is a battle that we can win if we will simply ask the Heavenly Father for His wisdom and strength. Now, many setbacks in life are mental, such as tension, conflict, disappointment, rejection, or even the loss of direction. And they all, my friend, tend to lead to discouragement and setbacks. I'm reminded of a story in Genesis chapter 37 about a teenager named Joseph who shared one of his dreams with his siblings, who in return hated him. And eventually they threw Joseph into a deep pit to end his life. But Joseph survived. But Joseph was sold as a slave. This was his second setback. Now his third setback, it occurred when his master's wife wrongfully accused him of inappropriate behavior towards her. He was thrown into prison. However, years later, Joseph was amazingly discovered in prison by the most powerful man in Egypt because of his gift of wisdom and integrity. History says that the ancient ruler was so impressed with Joseph's attitude that he promoted him to become the second most powerful individual in Egypt. Joseph did not allow his setbacks to block his comeback. And you, my friend, can turn your setbacks into comebacks.